Altınmarka'ya çok çok teşekkür ediyoruz bizi yalnız bırakmadığı için. Efendim şimdi sahnede Fransız zarafetini Asya'nın ruhuyla buluşturan ilham verici vizyona sahip dünyaca ünlü bir şefi ağırlayacağız. 3 Michelin yıldızlı Odette'in kurucusu ve şefi, modern Fransız mutfağının ünlü ismi, yüksek alkışlarınızla Julien Royer geliyor. Bonjour chef.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Julien Royer. I'm the chef and owner of restaurant Odette in Singapore. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Mr. Gokmen for having me today. It's 10 years of Gastromasa, so it's very meaningful for me to be here. And the coincidence is like it's the 10 year of my restaurant in Singapore, Odette. We are celebrating 10 years a few days ago. So right now we are close for renovation. That's why I'm here with you, and I'm happy to share our story and to share a little bit of our beginning and what has transformed our journey over the last 10 years. All right, so this is the beginning, and this is my story. It's pretty much resumed in that picture. The name of the restaurant, Odette, it's the name of my grandma from my mom's side. So you can see her in a picture with my grandpa and me. And she is the person that truly feed me well as a kid, feed us well, my sister and I, as a kid. And she is the person that show me how much value, how much love, how much happiness, and how much joy you can give to people through food and cuisine. So this is my story, and this is what we try to do every day at the restaurant. Really the genuine sense of making happy guests and happy people. It's something that is very close to my heart. And obviously my dream was to open one day a restaurant after working in many different style of kitchen, from a 3-star restaurant to a brasserie to a very regional kind of cuisine. My ultimate dream was to open a restaurant, and it was very natural for me that this restaurant was called Odette, because, as I said, she gave us so much love and care. And so that's where I'm coming from. You know, we are coming from a very humble background in a region called Auvergne, in the department of Cantal, like the cheese that you might know from center of France. It's a very quiet part of France. In fact, it's a very agricultural place where we have a very rich tradition of agriculture. People say that there's more cow than people living, which is kind of true, but it's a very beautiful part of France, and I hope if you are able to visit one day, you should check it out. So 2015, my dream came true 10 years ago. We opened the restaurant on the 2nd of November, so we are just over 10 years now. And the restaurant, as you see at the entrance, is named after her. The first childhood memory that I have was really, you know, we have a lot of berries because we are living in a kind of middle mountain around 900, 1,000 meter altitude. So there's a lot of wild berries around the house and around the farm. Blueberry, blackberry, you name it. And my first memory of food was the smell of the jam that she was baking in our little farm. So number one, I said, if I open a restaurant, it will be called Odette. And number two, I said, if I ever open a restaurant, I want everybody that come and spend time with us at the restaurant to go home with a little jam of berries, which is what we do. Maybe if some of you has been, you went home with a little bag of jam. So that's what we do. I'm going to show you a little video now of our work on daily basis.
As a kid, everything that we had in our garden, in our field, is what we used to cook. You know, I quickly realized I wanted to do something around food because I love it and because I really wanted to kind of duplicate that in my life.
Okay guys, let's go!
So the region I'm coming from in France is called Auvergne. It's a little quiet, but it's a beautiful part of France with a very rich history of agriculture. And the main business there actually it's farming. So yeah, I'm coming from this kind of background where my family was very humble. We didn't have much money, but we always eat very well because of the farm, because of what surrounded us. I really try to apply the values that have been taught during my childhood in the kitchen today. We're gonna bring our touch, our skill, our level of creativity, our level of technique, but ultimately, I want to be able to restitute the DNA of the product on the final recipe. Service! I feel that the cuisine we do now has still this French backbone and DNA, but has infused a lot of Asian zest from ingredients and produce to techniques to taste, sometimes aesthetic, because he has this sense of place that for me is very important. I think the Asian finesse that we try to bring into our dishes is something that is quite recognized now and that people kind of appreciate. When we first opened the restaurant back in 2015, it was a simple goal. It's really to bring joy to people, and if we can bring a little bit of emotion and smile, I think it's a fantastic reward. Our style of hospitality at Odette is about being organic and being genuine. And you know, we really try to put people at the core of what Odette stands for. And I think that people feel it when they dine here. We have won many awards and we have been fortunate to be recognized by many different guides, criteria or ranking. But I think the most important reward, you know, is that this place is always full of happy people and guests, and that makes us push harder to deliver great quality and consistency. And of course, you know, the team in the kitchen, from Levin, Xiong, Adam, Abel, Louisa, they have been with me for many years, and we are speaking the same language. I'm so happy that we are able to keep growing together, and that is again, it's something very special. I really like this saying in French that we say mieux vaut se perdre dans sa passion que perdre la passion, which means literally that, you know, it's better to be lost in our passion than losing the passion.
Yeah, so that's what we do back home. And you know, we do a job that is not easy, and we work a lot to be where we are today. And the thing that is really important for me, we talked earlier about sustainability and approach of sustainability through produce and farming. I think sustainability around people is something very important and that we tend to forget. But I really like to bring a positive energy in what we do, a positive energy with the people that I'm working with, and to create an environment that every single member of my team feel comfortable. I want everybody to be happy to come at work. I want everybody to have smile when they push the door of the kitchen, and I think ultimately it will translate into how delicious the cuisine and the dish will be. This is something I really believe in. So this is the team when we first start. On the left, it was about 20 people back in 2015, and we have grown the team to nearly 50 people now, to serve about 70 packs per day, 35 for lunch and 35 for dinner. And the restaurant is located into a beautiful building, which is the National Art Gallery of Singapore. I don't know if you guys, some of you have been to Singapore. It's a really historic building. It's a really iconic building. And it's a very interesting place, Singapore, because it's a very big city. It's very diverse. You have a lot of different nationalities, people from everywhere around the world, a lot of nationality, a lot of different religion, a lot of different culture, in fact. And it makes it a very interesting melting pot that has influenced quite a bit the cooking that we do, and I will come back to this later. It's a fantastic place where you can eat for something really good and substantial for $5 to $10. And then if you want to spend $500, you can come to my restaurant. But this is the people and the core of the team that has been with me since day one. One Singaporean on the right, his name is Xiong, and the two gentlemen on the left is Adam and Levin. They've been with me since before the opening. So we have grown together. They also have shaped me as a chef, and they have shaped me as the way we cook today. And from something very French and classic in terms of cuisine, we have evolved a lot, offering now something that is seasoned by Asia, by zest of Asia through technique, produce, taste, and sometimes aesthetics as well. So that's me. We have, the cuisine has really evolved in that direction, where I want to create something that I think is quite special. It's this backbone of French cuisine with the solfège and the DNA that is still very French in the way we cook, we roast, we braise, we make some jus, fumé, you name it. But I really want every single dish that has a sense of place and a sense of Asia. Because Anna Ross was telling earlier something very true. I think you can't cook the same food in Istanbul, Paris, London, New York. It's very important for me to incorporate this sense of place, and Singapore being so diverse, so multicultural, I really think it's important for me to input that into the kitchen, into the cuisine, into every single dishes. And that's why I feel much more confident today in what we cook in 2025 than what we were doing at the very beginning. Because, as a French chef, you think you have a strong foundation and you think that everything French is the best. And for me, it was kind of a mistake that to omit the environment and the people around us. So we have incorporated a lot of Southeast Asian flavor / Japanese flavor as well, because we are so close from Japan. And now every single dish is seasoned by this Asian flair. So this is a couple of examples of dishes that embodies that spirit. The one on the left, for example, it's a foie gras. So foie gras is a very classic thing to use in French cooking, but in that case, it's paired with abalone. So we use, for example, abalone from South Korea, from the island of Jeju. And the idea was to incorporate a very nice contrast of texture here, because I realized in Asia, people love texture. So we wanted to have the foie gras really barely cooked, barely touched, cooked under the light, seasoned with a zest of yuzu. And to have a beautiful contrast of texture, we use this Korean abalone that we just slow cooked. And when you eat that dish, you have the very soft and silky foie gras, you have the texture and the natural chewiness in a good way of the abalone that we combine with a dashi made of pork, which is a little bit inspired by what we call poté auvergnat in my hometown, which is basically a pork broth seasoned with a twist of yuzu kosho. And this pork broth is the comfort zone in that dish that will link the two textures beautifully together. The picture in the middle, the third one from the left, sorry, it's one of the classics of the restaurant. It's a campot pepper crusted pigeon. It's a pigeon from Brittany, from France, that we sourced with a very specific guy called Fabien Boga, who is doing an amazing job. And we have crusted the pigeon with a sense of plates from peppercorn. We use peppercorn from Kampot in Cambodia, which is, in my opinion, one of the most fruitful and flavorful peppercorn in the world. And to master the level of pepper in the crust, we use 3 different stages of maturity. The green pepper brings the freshness and the liveliness to the crust. The black pepper brings the robustness and the very strong side of the pepper. And the red peppercorn always brings the fruitiness. So we have made hundreds of trials till we find the right ratio. So those are examples of the style of food that we do right now. The next one is a dumpling made of langoustine. So we do a dumpling dough out of tapioca flour, and then we put a langoustine inside, or akaza ebi, depends on where we get them from. And the sauce is made of vin jaune reduction. So vin jaune is this kind of oxidative wine that we have a lot in east part of France, in the region called Jura. It has this natural complexity and oxidation that goes very well with the sweetness of the langoustine, and we twist the sauce with the katsuobushi or bonito flakes that really bring the dish to the next level, and umami as well. So those are a couple of examples of what we do.
The cuisine of Odette
another video.
has evolved a lot the past 10 years, from something very French to something with a lot of Southeast Asian flavors. This batch of hamadai that we are using is coming from Shimane Prefecture. It's a fish that is really lean and clean. Together that bouillabaisse with this Southeast Asian flavor really works well with this hamadai. So bouillabaisse is a kind of fish soup that we do a lot in the south of France. This one has a sense of Asia. We infuse the bouillabaisse with galanga, lemongrass, and coconut milk. And I really wanted to have some acidity, so I use lime leaf to kind of enhance the natural sweetness of the bouillabaisse. I think this dish is a great representation of what the cuisine of Odette is all about now. It's a lot more punchy in terms of spice and flavor, and he has definitely incorporated a wide range of influences from Asia. I would love the guests to feel the love and the effort that we have put together with the team in every single recipe, and if you can remind them a familiar taste, I'll be more than happy.
So that's another good example of a dish that embodies the same spirit. And you see this technique that I've learned living in Asia and eating with my team around understanding the culture, the street food, and the hawker culture in Singapore is something very important. And it really has helped us to cook the way we cook today. So yeah, we work with a very wide range of products because Singapore being a bit of a paradox where nothing is really grown there. It's very limited space for agriculture and farm. But in the same time, you have access to many, many different source and origin of ingredients. So the world is your market, but as a chef, I think it's very important to exactly know what you want to purchase, where from, and speak to the right guy at every single step of the menu creation. That's another of the classic where we do like a dashi of mushroom, which is made of kind of dry porcini, where we make a sabayon of dry porcini butter, and we use something called sobako, which is a kind of buckwheat that when you fried, puff naturally like a popcorn. So that's the kind of mushroom cappuccino with an Asian touch. And lastly, I think what we really try to do at the restaurant is put back the word restaurant in the heart of what we do. I've seen so many times, restaurant where the story is almost like taking the front stage, and we forgot about the genuine sense of restaurer, which means feeding people and taking care of people. I think that is something that's coming back, and I think that is something that we want to put in the center stage of our product. We really hope to deliver that in the most genuine way. I really believe in hospitality, and I really believe in our role as a chefs. Our generation of chefs needs to make this job more attractive, more sexy, and we need to say out loud that yes, you can have great career cooking, you can have great career in front of the house, in sommelier, and many other aspects of the industry, and you can have a good life, make good money, and this is something that we need to shout out, because I think around the globe right now we are facing a really tough situation to get staff. But yes, this industry is attractive, is sexy, and it's actual. And just the last video to conclude this little talk. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. If you ever travel to Singapore, please come to see us. It will be a pleasure to have you.
Salinity as well. Here are Odette. Attention, celui-là, alors pas très cher.
Thank you for listening once again. And thank you, Gokman, I don't know where it is, but thank you for having me at Gastromasa. I'm very happy because it's my very first time in Istanbul, and I'm really excited to have the next few days to discover this beautiful city. Thank you. Thank you very much.